I'm lazy, I'm sorry. What's going on, everybody? My name is Austin and welcome to the channel. Alright, so we all know Twitter. It's such a toxic platform. Pretty much no one likes Twitter. I like it a bit because it gives me content for you guys. That's the only redeeming quality about it. But other than that, I really couldn't give a damn about Twitter whatsoever. But it's safe to say that Twitter is in a bit of hot water right now. I really don't understand why maps are becoming so prevalent in our society and especially here online. The world's just going to shit, man. But yeah, Twitter, doing a little of that map stuff I see. If you don't know what a map is, just pretty much go to your Urban Dictionary, it'll tell you there. Pretty much this whole situation was started by the New York Post posting an article on Twitter, pretty much just starting an entire firestorm of cancel Twitter. And the ironic thing is people are trying to cancel Twitter on Twitter. It really shows the intelligence of people on Twitter. And we're going to read this article to pretty much try and find out what the actual heck is going on over on Twitter and why people are just spamming Twitter's over party in the trending tab. And the funny thing is how Twitter tried to defend themselves against CP. CP, it's not something you should handle because if you do handle it, you're a freaking weirdo. And the funny thing is they said it doesn't go against Twitter's guidelines. But if you walk on over here, it clearly shows it definitely goes against their guidelines. Now, I don't know if Jack Dorsey slathers his meat stick to this stuff, and if he does, what the fuck? And secondly, why would you lie? You clearly show in your guidelines that you have zero tolerance for CP, but instead you're just going to try and defend yourself. Are you just angry that you let some CP loose, or are you actually trying to defend the CP being let on your website? Because right now you just look really guilty. And my question would also be, why are you trying to defend this stuff? Everyone knows that CP is not something that needs to be shared around or something that needs to exist here on, the internet, because it's disgusting. But why would you try and defend actually these actions here on Twitter? Maybe you guys were just a bit ashamed that some CP got through your bots and whatever, and you weren't able to get it off the website as quickly as possible and hope you would. But at the same time, it still doesn't defend the stuff. But enough about me trying to dissect Twitter's actions. Let's get into this. Twitter refused to take down widely shared pornographic images and videos of a teenage sex trafficking victim because an investigation didn't find a violation of the company's policies, a scathing lawsuit alleges. The federal suit filed Wednesday by the victim and his mother in Northern District of California alleges Twitter made money off the clips, which showed a 13-year-old engaged in sex acts and formed CP abuse material. Now my question is, how did the bots not see it? Because I don't know if the bots didn't recognize it as CP, and I'm wondering if it didn't, how much else has gotten leaked on the internet. And I'm also wondering why the hell people didn't report this. Oh, wait a minute, I know why. The teen, who is now 17 and lives in Florida, is identified only as John Doe and was between 13 and 14 years old when sex traffickers, posing as a 16-year-old female classmate, started chatting with him on Snapchat, the suit alleges. Doe and the traffickers allegedly exchanged nude photos before the conversation turned to blackmail. If the teen didn't share more sexually graphic photos and videos, the explicit material it already sent would be shared with his parents, coach, pastor, and others, the suit states. Alright, first off, dude, that one's rightfully fucking on you. Because I'm sorry, 13-year-old kids should not be swapping nudes with a 16-year-old girl. That just makes no sense. Because at that point, you have someone in high school swapping nudes with someone who is literally almost out of middle school. Doe, acting under duress, initially compiled and sent videos of himself performing sex acts, and he was told to include another child in his videos, which he did, the suit claims. I mean, at that fucking point, just fucking block them and tell your parents about this shit. Like, it doesn't have to go this far. Yes, it gets scary, and the blackmail part of that is most likely terrifying when you're a kid at that age. But you gotta just, get away from that shit or just tell somebody about it. They stopped harassing him, but at some point in 2019, the videos surfaced on Twitter under two accounts that were known to share sexual child abuse material, court papers allege. Over the next month, the videos will be reported to Twitter at least 3 times. First, on December 25th, 2019, but the tech giant failed to do anything about it until federal law enforcement officer got involved, the suit states. Okay, I'm sorry, Twitter, but if you know something gets reported like 3 or 4 times, it clearly is a fucking problem. Like, it should only take you about 1 report to actually, go see what the problem is, or if there is a problem. But if it is reported like 3 times, then you're just being fucking lazy. Doe became aware of the tweets in January 2020 because they'd been viewed widely by his classmates, which subjected him to teasing, harassment, vicious bullying, and led him to become suicidal, court records show. While Doe's parents contacted the school and made police reports, he filed a complaint with Twitter saying there were 2 tweets depicting CP of himself and they needed to be removed because they were illegal, harmful, and were in violation of the site's policies. And in my humble opinion, honestly, Twitter should have had to dealt with this a long time ago, because trust me, if you know there are accounts that spread CP out there on Twitter, I'm sorry, you just gotta report them immediately and just boot them off the site. I'm sorry. Like, there shouldn't be any excuse to actually have these accounts on Twitter. And if you don't get rid of them, what the fuck are they there for? All they're just gonna do is, 1, make your site look bad, and 2, you're gonna have illegal, information being spread out there on your site. So the whole thing could have been over with if Twitter would have actually went and dealt with these accounts and dealt with this properly. A support agent followed up and asked for a copy of Doe's ID so they could prove it was him, and so the teen compiled. There was no response for a week, the family claims. Around the same time, Doe's mother filed 2 complaints to Twitter reporting the same material on for a week. Sorry, Twitter, but you look a little suspicious with that. Like, if somebody reports CP on a website, it's clearly very serious, and if, 2 people do it, then there's clearly something very serious going on. I don't know, maybe Jack Dorsey was, just rubbing his asparagus stick in his lounge up in his, billion-dollar penthouse or some shit. Thanks for reaching out. We reviewed the content, didn't find a violation of our policy, so no action will be taken at this time. The response reads, according to the lawsuit. If you believe there's a potential copyright infringement, please start a new report. The content is hosted on a third-party website. You'll need to contact that website support team to report it. Your safety is the most important thing, and if you believe you are in danger, we encourage you to contact your local authorities. Okay, I'm sorry, Twitter. You clearly did not give a flying fuck about this guy's safety. Don't you have to manually review these, videos and stuff that when they're reported? So somebody clearly had to sit down, watch what was going on a screen, and go, nah, this doesn't look like CP to me. You dumbass. How in the actual fuck can you not recognize something that's CP? How? If it has a child in it, it's clearly CP. There it is. CP. Instantly recognizable. I think Twitter needs to revise its, employees. Because clearly the guy who reviewed this shit was on some weird shit. Sorry to say, Twitter, but yeah, you really fucked up this time. Now, that's kind of the end of the first part of the video. The second part, I just kind of want to talk about what the last week was. So, if you were on the channel for a little while, you would know, the last week and a half or so, I've barely uploaded anything, and the reason why is because I was visiting people in Chicago, and now I'm back down in, St. Louis, where I live and stuff. So I'm back, and pretty much I haven't played, a video game or my Xbox in 2 months, and it just kind of took over. Also, I've been uploading nonstop for the last 2 months, so I just kind of wanted to chill for a while. Plus, I'm going back to having to do school stuff for dumb shit, and yeah, so it's gonna be a mixed bag of stuff, so hopefully I can just keep making videos. I wasn't planning on making this video, but now that I've kind of made it, I'm more excited to make videos again, so thank God for this. Alright, so I would like to hear your thoughts and opinions about this whole situation, and if you have anything to say to me about, the second part of the video, that's perfectly fine. Tell me in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.